E dot ds. This is the expression which you must have seen in many books out there, right? So this is the expression for the total number of field lines which is passing through any closed surface break. Now suppose we have a region with us, any region, and there is charge outside this enclosed region. Now if I sketch the electric field lines due to this charge, how will the electric field lines be there? The electric field lines due to this positive charge will be something like this. Let us find out, my dear students, the thing I am going to tell is a very important thing. Please concentrate. Let us find out what is the contribution of flux. What is the contribution of flux when a charge is kept outside the enclosed region? I have this charge which is kept outside this region, and I want to find the contribution of flux due to this charge through this enclosed region. Now let us take this point where the electric field line is entering. If I take this as a small surface, this will be the direction of ds, and this will be the direction of electric field. Why? Because electric field is tangential to the electric field lines. We all know that. Electric field is tangential to the electric field lines, and ds, that is the area vector, will be outwards. Now students, ये वाला angle, is it acute or obtuse? Obtuse. So यहाँ जो flux की contribution होगी, flux entering will be E dot ds and will be E ds cos theta. This theta is greater than 90 degree. So this quantity will be negative. Hence, overall, the flux entering will be negative. If I talk about the same line here is leaving. So what is ds here? The electric field is also here. The angle is almost 0. The angle between E and ds is almost 0. So flux leaving is E dot ds. E ds cos theta. Here theta is lesser than 90. So it is positive. Hence the total value of the flux leaving is positive. So for a same field line, if I calculate for the same field line, if I calculate the total flux, then the total flux is phi leaving plus phi entering, which is negative positive, and negative becomes 0. So what does it mean? It means A, the flux entering is negative, and B, flux leaving is positive. And hence, if a charge is placed outside the surface, the total flux becomes 0. Now what does it mean? It means that if any charge is kept outside any enclosed surface, then the net contribution of flux, through that surface because of that charge which is outside is zero. I'll repeat again. अगर कोई चार्ज किसी सरफेस में बाहर पड़ा है तो उस बाहर पड़े हुए चार्ज की वजह से जो नेट कंट्रीब्यूशन आती है वो जीरो आती है. इसका मतलब फ्लक्स थ्रू अ सरफेस does not depend upon charge outside. So can I say that flux through a surface does not depend upon the charge outside. Is it clear? Now is inside the Gaussian surface. Let us see what will happen. If any charge is kept inside the Gaussian surface, the field lines will be like this. Now for the field lines which are directed in such a way, if I catch hold of any electric field line, the area vector and the field, they both are making an acute angle. Same over here also, the electric field and the area vector both are making what? An acute angle. So for all these electric field lines which are pointed in outward direction, the flux which is E dot ds, which is E ds cos theta, this cos theta is, hence flux is only positive because flux is not entering, it is only leaving, and if it is only leaving, it is only positive. So what we can say, that if any charge is inside the Gaussian surface or any surface, then for that charge the flux is positive, and flux only depends upon charge which is inside the Gaussian surface. So I can say that flux through any enclosed surface is proportional to the charge enclosed in the surface. किसी भी इंक्लोज सरफेस के थ्रू जो फ्लक्स होगी वो उसके अंदर पड़े हुए चार्ज पे डिपेंड करेगी और बाहर पड़े हुए चार्ज पे डिपेंड नहीं करेगी. सो कैन आई से दैट फ्लक्स इज इक्वल टू सम गामा इनटू चार्ज इंक्लोज, वेयर गामा इज कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ proportionality. We can say that. Break. Now flux we have written as is gamma into Q enclosed, and what was the expression of flux which we have derived? This is the expression of flux. We can see that we are very close to the derivation of Gauss theorem. We are only left out with one single parameter which is gamma. Basically from here it is very clear that Gauss theorem is about the number of field lines passing through an enclosed surface, and we can see that those number of field lines is proportional to the charge which is enclosed in that enclosed surface. Now we are just about to find out gamma, which is constant of proportionality. Now students, how do we in physics find out any coefficient of proportionality? We have to take an example, we have to take a particular case, and from that particular case only we find out the coefficient of proportionality. Is that or not? Yes. So let us find out the coefficient of proportionality by taking a particular example. Let us take a point charge and let us take a spherical Gaussian surface. Now, due to this point charge and this Gaussian surface, everywhere over here the electric field is same, and the value of electric field is k q by r square. If I talk about the area, the angle between the area and the electric field is also 0 at all the points. At all the points, the angle between the electric field and the area is 0. So if I expand this, electric field at all the points is k q by r square, it will come outside, theta is 0, charge enclosed is q. You can see that in this Gaussian surface, charge enclosed is q. Integration ds is the total surface area of this entire Gaussian surface, which will be 4 pi r square. Now, from r square gets cancelled, from q gets cancelled, and k is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into 4 pi is equal to gamma. 4 pi gets cancelled with 4 pi, and we obtain gamma as 1 upon epsilon naught. Hence, the Gauss theorem is now finally established, and the Gauss theorem finally is E dot ds is 1 by epsilon naught times charge enclosed. This is the final Gauss theorem which we studied today, which we learned today. Unfortunately, most of the books, some of the teachers prove Gauss theorem by taking this only as a reference, but my dear students, this can only be used to calculate gamma, but it cannot be used to find out or derive this expression. Yes, it may validate this expression, और this expression validate किया जा सकता है कि क्या ये सही है कि गलत है इसके थ्रू, बट इसके थ्रू डिराइव नहीं कर सकते. ये एक एग्जाम्पल है, इसके थ्रू हम गामा निकाल सकते हैं. डेरिवेशन हमें कभी भी करनी हो तो जर्नल केस के थ्रू ही की जाती है. आई होप ये डेरिवेशन समझ में आ गई है, और अब हम इसके बाद करेंगे एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ गॉस थ्योरम. ब्रेक. Let us start with the applications of Gauss theorem. Now, Gauss theorem is a very, very helpful theorem for today's time. What are its applications? We write Gauss theorem as this is the expression of Gauss theorem. Now, what are the parameters which are involved in this Gauss theorem? Let us see. Let us investigate the parameters which are involved in this Gauss theorem. The parameters are, one parameter is phi, that is flux. One parameter is enclosed charge. other parameter is electric field. तो इस गॉस थ्योरम से ये तीनों चीजें निकाल सकते हैं. गॉस थ्योरम is helpful for finding flux through any enclosed surface, electric field and the charge enclosed. These are the three applications of Gauss theorem. That is, first, to find flux through any enclosed surface. Second, to find electric field. Third, to find the charge enclosed. Let us see how we can exactly find out from this. Flux. Suppose we have a point charge and let us take any cubical Gaussian surface here in the middle, and now before we proceed, it is important to know for you people that the flux which we want to calculate, we can find out from any enclosed surface. यानी कि Gaussian surface जो होना चाहिए वो हर हालत में enclosed जरूर होना चाहिए. enclosed होना चाहिए. क्या enclosed है? बिल्कुल, ये enclosed है. और ये हमने क्यूब के थ्रू enclosed किया है. तो अगर मैं कहूंगा टोटल फ्लक्स थ्रू ऑल 6 फेसेस, will be equal to charge enclosed अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट. तो इन 6 के 6 फेसेस से जो टोटल फ्लक्स आई है वो कितनी आ रही है? Q बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट. अब अगर ये चार्ज सेंटर पे पड़ा हुआ है, if charge is kept at center, अगर सेंटर पे है तो आप इसको ना फील्ड लाइंस को एक 3 डायमेंशन शावर की तरह इमेजिन करो. शावर रोज नहाते हो सुबह, शावर अगर हम 3 डायमेंशन की बात करें तो कैसा होगा? सनरेज की तरह होगा, सब तरफ जाएगा. तो सनरेज कैसे जाएंगी? सब तरफ जाएंगी. और अगर सब तरफ जाएंगी, सब तरफ बराबर जाएंगी. और अगर सब तरफ बराबर जाएंगी तो नंबर ऑफ फील्ड लाइंस जो यहां से पास कर रही होंगी उतनी ही फील्ड लाइंस यहां से भी पास करेंगे. हर एक प्लेन सरफेस से फील्ड लाइंस बराबर पास करेंगे. अगर चार्ज सेंटर पे रखा है तो फ्लक्स थ्रू ईच फेस, 6 फेसेस है, हर एक के थ्रू फ्लक्स बराबर है, will be equal to 1/6 times the total flux. तो फ्लक्स थ्रू ईच फेस 1/6 Q बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट आ गया. दिस इज द फ्लक्स थ्रू ईच फेस, राइट? ब्रेक. The next question. In the next question, we have again a cube and a point charge is now kept at the corner of a cube. We want to find the flux through each face of the cube. Now students, we know that to find out the flux, we could use charge enclosed upon epsilon naught. We can also use integral E dot ds, but obviously we'll first try with this because this is more easier. But before I proceed, tell me, is this charge enclosed in this cubical region? No. सर बाहर निकल रहा है, कोने में है. अगर कोने में कुछ पोर्शन अंदर है, बाकी पोर्शन बाहर है, कि नहीं? आप लोगों ने सेल्स पढ़े होंगे केमिस्ट्री में, और इतना बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सकती है कि अगर कोई भी एक सेल, कोई भी एक एटम बिल्कुल कॉर्नर पे है, तो वो 8 क्यूब्स में शेयर होता है. कैसे? आइए देखते हैं. सपोज हमारे पास एक इस तरह से क्यूब है, और इस क्यूब में ये एक चार्ज कॉर्नर पे पड़ा है. इसी क्यूब के साथ में एक और क्यूब बनाइए आप. इसके पीछे भी एक और क्यूब बनाइए. ऐसा करने से नीचे 4 क्यूब बन गए हैं. नीचे वाली लेयर आप देख सकते हैं कि नीचे वाली लेयर कंप्लीट हो गई है, और नीचे वाली लेयर अगर कंप्लीट हो गई है, आधा हाफ ऑफ द चार्ज एटम इज नाउ इंक्लूडेड इन दीज 4 स्क्वायर्स, 4 क्यूब्स. उसी तरह से जो ऊपर का आधा बचा है, जब हम बाकी 4 क्यूब्स और लगा देंगे, तो ये पूरा का पूरा अंदर इंक्लोज हो जाएगा. तो क्या मैं कह सकता हूं कि ये एक चार्ज जो होगा वो 8 क्यूब्स के कॉर्नर में आ रहा होगा, है ना? 8 क्यूब्स के कॉर्नर में आ रहा होगा, देख सकते हैं. तो इसका मतलब एक क्यूब के अंदर कितना पोर्शन इंक्लोज होगा? थ्रू 1 क्यूब. एक क्यूब के अंदर कितना इंक्लोज होगा? 1/8 ऑफ क्यू होगा, है कि नहीं? 7/8 क्यूब बाहर होगा. 1/8 क्यू अंदर होगा, 7/8 क्यू बाहर होगा. तो फ्लक्स कितनी हो जाएगी? Flux through the total flux, if I am talking about total flux, will be equal to 1/8 q, which is the charge enclosed, upon epsilon naught. The total flux through the cube will be 1/8 q upon epsilon naught, यानी q by 8 epsilon naught. Is that clear? Now there is one more way to understand this, and that is a very important one also. See students, we know that flux is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon naught, and this charge is not enclosed. This charge is not enclosed. So my motive will be to enclose this charge, to create a Gaussian surface, either by superposition, so that I can enclose this charge in this way by drawing 7 other cubes, one on the right, one on the back, one again on the back, 4 ऊपर. ये जो चार्ज है वो पूरी तरह से इस बड़े वाले स्क्वायर में इंक्लोज हो गया. इसका डायग्राम और क्लियर तरीके से आप देख सकते हो. ऐसे, और वो जो चार्ज है जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, वो चार्ज यहां पड़ा है। इस तरह से तो हम कह रहे हैं कि हमने सुपरपोजिशन के द्वारा इस चार्ज को, जो कि जिसका खाली 1/8 हिस्सा इस क्यूब के अंदर था, हमने 7 क्यूब और लगा दिए, जिससे ये अब पूरी तरह से इस बड़े वाले क्यूब के अंदर ही इंक्लोज हो चुका है। तो इस बड़े वाले क्यूब के थ्रू फाई बिगर के थ्रू जो फ्लक्स होगी वो कितनी हो जाएगी, Q बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट, इतनी होगी ना, क्योंकि बड़े वाले क्यूब के अंदर आ गया चार्ज। और इस बड़े वाले क्यूब के हर फेस, इस बड़े वाले क्यूब के हर फेस, 6 फेसेस हैं बड़े वाले क्यूब के भी, फाई थ्रू ईच फेस ऑफ द बिगर क्यूब विल बी 1/6 Q बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट। ऐसा क्यों 1/6 क्यों है, क्योंकि 6 फेसेस हैं, तो एक फेस के थ्रू